Good. Hello, welcome. Another video. Today, I'm going to be showing you things that I drew on my laptop because I like to draw, and sometimes I draw on my laptop, and and I wanted to share with you the things I have created. Okay. First we have eatyourgreens.png. It's a super ripped piece of celery telling you to eat your greens. Yeah. Here we have homerm.png. It's I was scrolling around on MS Paint and I just drew a little Homer Simpson, and then I just made him a worm for no reason. Okay, next. These are the icons for the Donkey Kong Country things. Thumbnails. Yeah. I was just messing around in MS Paint, drew this, and saved it for some reason. itokbuddy.png. Here I drew Wario here. Cause I wanted to draw Wario. And I was originally going to draw his face, but his head shape is weird, so I made it a circle. And I like his hat, and his face, and his plump little body. Is Wario.png, and he goes wah. I drew Jeff because I already drew Ness and Paula. I drew Paula because I already drew Ness, and I was like, I want to draw the rest of the characters. And I have not drawn Pooh because I haven't got him in my party yet on my playthrough. And I want to wait till I have him in my party. He's using PSI Freeze. Here's the first picture I drew on MS Paint. It's these aren't sorted by like date, they're sorted in alphabetical order, so that's why this is like not the first one. I just drew a little Kermit head and then I just gave it a little potato body and then made it a little dumpy caveman body. And now we have Cormo the Mighty. I originally made a whole lot of more detail in his nipples, but never quite looked right. So here we have Luigi.png. I just want to, cause this actually comes from what I drew a lot in my math notes in 8th grade. I would just draw this little Luigi head that's like that, because people on the internet draw Luigi like with his chin connected to his body, or he doesn't have like a defined chin, he just has like a neck that goes into a head. And yeah, and I just drew that, and when I first drew this I colored it, and then I was like, let's give him a background, and then I gave him a background, and then I was like, let's give him grass, and then I was like, let's put more things in the background, like this item block. And I did this I did this question mark by memory, and it was actually correct, which surprised me. But I didn't have enough space for the space between this dot and the rest of the question mark, so they're connected. So yeah, I'm surprised I actually remembered the shape of the question marks on Mario blocks. And then we have the hills over here. I originally gave them little zigzags and like little patterns, but those didn't really look good, so I got rid of them. Also, the shading's awkward here. Like, the shading doesn't quite look right. like, when I looked up Mario Hills, they were all green, and I was like, oh, that's weird. I remember them being other colors. And there are Mario Hills that are other colors, but none of them have eyes. The only one that have eyes are green, and that's when I noticed that. Anyway, next. Here we have MatroidGirl.png. I wanted to draw more Nintendo things, so and I told that to Ryan, and Ryan said, draw Epic Samus. And I was like, okay, that'd be hard. And later I was like, what if I just drew a nice little picture with Samus and a baby Metroid? He was like, yeah, I don't really care. You can do it. And I drew it, and I like it. And Ryan actually did the background for the picture. And for any of those who are not familiar with my channel, Ryan's my brother. He did the background because, like, I wanted to have the background to be like a nice grassy place, like a little peaceful, like, plain lands or something. But, you know, there's not a single place in Metroid that is like that, so. Because I wanted the mood to be, like, nice and calming. And she's like, oh, look at this little. Anyway, it's in a cave, and yeah, and I like this Samus. Anyway, next. This is just an entire video. Here we have Mr. Potato.png. Ahoy, SpongeBob me boyo. I drew this Mr. Krabs by memory. It looked pretty accurate, but then when I saw this, because later I saw the SpongeBob episode and I tried to look at Mr. Krabs to see how accurate I was, and I forgot the little ridges at the back of his head, because he has like 3 little lumps at the back of his head that I forgot existed. And I just drew a little zigzag line because, yeah. And he's a potato, and Ryan, for some reason, criticizes this picture because he doesn't understand it. When, I mean, I'm not sure if you're supposed to understand this picture. Here we have Neffel.png. It's Ness, and he's going like, PSI stove. I just drew the shape of his, because I was going to draw Ness, but what if I was like, what if I draw him derpy, and then I just drew his head, and I drew a triangle body, because that's what his body's shaped like, and then I drew his fat shorts, because he has fat shorts, and yeah, and and you can look at this and see that it's some kind of like mustache, but don't. That's his mouth. Anyway, next. I actually went on my computer one day, saw this, and I was like, what is this? This came out of absolute nowhere. I did not draw this. Pika.png. I'm pretty sure Ryan snuck onto my computer, drew a quick little Pikachu, and then just left. So this is probably the work of Ryan. So yeah, that's another thing that Ryan did. Here is an unfinished Ridley. I'm pretty sure I started this Ridley in April. I started this Ridley in April. I was working on it for like 2 days. Well, actually, yeah, I worked on it for maybe 1 day. And then I was like, I'm going to take a break from this Ridley because it's a little difficult to draw. And it took me, April's like the 4th month of, okay. Yeah, like a good 4 months to get, to be like, hey, how about we draw this Ridley again? And I just drew his hand. And that was back in August. So maybe one day I will finish this Ridley, but we'll never know. This is another video. I was like, because I wanted to draw a bunch of random things, and a constant random thing that I draw is either Derpy Luigi or weird Squidward, and here he is, guys, Squidward. And he's like going, SpongeBob, get out of my house. SpongeBob. And I actually, to get this color, I had to use like the little tool that takes color from another image so I can use the bucket tool on this man. Anyway, next picture. Here we have tankengine.png. The perfect being. We have Thomas the Tank Engine and he's been going to the gym. Not much to say, but dude's looking pretty swole. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I think I made 2 different pictures. This was the original one. Oh wait, no, the first one was the original one. I drew a bunch of random doodles and I saved it, but for some reason it saved as this picture, which is weird. That's another video. That's another video. Here we have who drank all the punch.png. I just had this random image in my mind one day, and I was like, and I just thought of some guy who was like, who worked at a grocery store and he drank the entire stock of Hawaiian Punch, and they were like, and the store manager's like, who drank all the punch? And this man whose name is John is like, Duh. Next. Here we have who'll-you-buy.png. I wanted to draw Toad, and I drew... The funny thing is that most of these where I just want to genuinely draw a character, I first start with a quick little derpy, stupid sketch thing, and that turns out to be the actual thing. That's what happened with this one and the Ness one. And because I just drew him, and then I was like, let's give him some long freaking limbs. And then yeah, and I worked on the background for much longer than I worked on the character. The background is based off a shop in Paper Mario, the original Paper Mario. This picture of a mushroom is straight up just taken from a Paper Mario screenshot, and here is just a darker circle. I used like the shape making tool and just put a circle there, and I was like, nice. And he's giving you an item, and he's like, take item, who will you buy? I am Toad. I just drew this, and I didn't want to delete it. So yeah. Yes, and I also wanted to draw Yoshi, so I drew Yoshi, and he's giving you a big old thumbs up. But guess what? This one also doesn't have the best shading, because, like, this cheek right here, it's not going good with this nose, and it's just kind of weird. But anyway, oh yeah, this is called You Have Yoshi's Approval.png. And Yoshi's like, yeah. And yeah, that was a Yoshi noise. That's another video. So that was all the things I've drawn on Microsoft Paint. And I use Microsoft Paint because all the other ones I don't know how to use. Well, actually, I do know how to use, but they're completely less complicated than the simple Microsoft Paint. and I managed to make stuff like this. So I'm pretty satisfied with Microsoft Paint. Anyway, oh yeah, I also make all my thumbnails for gaming videos with Microsoft Paint. So yeah, that was the video. Yeah. See you guys in the next one.